All right, folks, and welcome back to the stream. I am JC Parets, and I am joined by my esteemed colleague, Mr. Sean McLaughlin.
What's happening?
You love it when I call you that, don't you? Show the folks your shirt. Show them the t-shirt.
Can you see that? Here,
but not you. The mic's in the way. There you go. That is a shirt right there. Every time I wear it, my wife hates it. She's like, "That's the
Fibonacci is my homeboy."
What about your wife? Does she appreciate it, or does she not care?
I've gotten a raised eyebrow about it, but that's about it.
All right, today we got a quick and dirty trade. I mean, over the last year, you could not have picked a worse idea than to buy gold. You could have literally bought anything and done well over the last year, except for gold. I think this chart right here really tells the story. You're looking at the CRB index. Commodities have obviously done very well. The S&P 500, no secret, has done very, very well. And then down below, down in the dumps, is gold, gold miners, and of course the junior gold miners. And Sean, whenever I just kind of show underperforming returns in gold, which is pretty easy to do usually, I get like all these gold bugs that come after me like, oh my God, JC, and they start getting, start telling me about like the price of gold back before Christ and shit like that. But recently I'm putting out this chart and it's just like, crickets. The gold bugs, I feel like they just threw in the towel. They're like, yeah, you're right. That was a terrible trade. Are you getting that sense?
It's bad enough that gold has been just underperforming and not doing anything for seemingly forever. But how pissed are gold bugs right now, seeing all the money printing going on around the world and seeing cryptos taking off? Like, the gold people got to be like, hey, why not us? This is what we're designed for. I mean, they have to be scratching their heads.
Well, I think it goes back to, the narratives and the stories. Like the gold bugs like to tell each other stories about how like it's an inflation hedge and all this nonsense. If anything, it's an inflation against making money. That it's probably pretty good at. But the bottom line is, let's say that you're right, and let's say these conspiracy theories were true. You would see it in price. So instead of like coming up with these conspiracy theories and just bottom fishing, why don't you let price first start moving? And obviously it has not. But I think from a sentiment standpoint, it seems capitulatory, anecdotally for sure. And I was talking to you about gold, and I'm like, this is a mess. I think that it's a good time to collect some premiums. It seems like, they're giving the donations away, both the longs and the shorts. So let's take a little cha-cha for ourselves. And what did you decide that we should do?
Well, first of all, excellent use of the word capitulatory. I'm not even sure. I got to check my notes on that. I'm not sure if that's an actual word, but I love it.
It's one now.
But it drives it home. I mean, look at this chart you got up here right now, especially with the junior gold miners, which is the instrument we chose to express our bullish bet. I mean, it's leading to the downside. And you know what? That tells me that if we get a bounce here, that probably has the one that's going to do the most catching up. And so, yeah, you and I were talking yesterday about this chart, and what's that phrase you like to say? From failed moves come fast moves. I mean,
well, that's the homie Brian Shannon. Full disclosure, I can't take credit for that one, but yes, whipsaws. From failed moves come fast moves in the opposite direction. Right? Sell puts, collect the cash.
Yeah, I mean, that was my first thought looking at this chart was, that could be a failed move. And if it's a failed move, it could rip the other way. Now, you and I are not sitting here and saying that the bottom for gold is in. It's going to be straight to new highs from here. We're not saying that. What we are saying is that there is a tactical opportunity here to make a quick buck on a bounce. The bounce might not be long-lived. It might not go on for very high from here. But because we're, let's say, moderately bullish, at least in the short term, this is a great opportunity to sell premium. The premium in the puts, in the GDXJ puts, has been upticking over the last couple of weeks. It's not insanely high. I wish it was more, but it has been upticking, and that's the type of environment that we want to be selling premium in, especially if we're bullish and we want to sell puts. So what we did here is we like the 39 strike puts. The 39 is just below that low that GDXJ put in last week. I believe the actual low print was like 39.26 or something like that. So We found the 39 strike puts to have some premium to be worth the effort there. We were able to get $1.08 for them. I think they're a little cheaper now because GDXJ has gone up since we published the post this morning. But we were able to get some nice premium there. And the beautiful thing is, if GDXJ rolls back over and trades below our strike price at 39, that is a shining, blaring, screaming signal that, hey, we're either wrong or early. It doesn't matter. We're getting out. We're going to limit our risk.
Yeah, and I like this. And Sean, you know, I'm very observant, right? Not just as a technician, as a market participant, and, you know, just kind of looking at what we're doing. When we do stuff that keeps working, right, that's information. And when we do stuff that's not working and that keeps not working, that's also information. And if there's anything that we've done over the last several months that's worked consistently, is collect premium. Have you noticed?
For sure. And, you know, we had some banter going back and forth on Twitter today, people talking to us about this trade. And one of the common questions that was brought up was, if you're bullish, why aren't you just buy calls? And the simple answer here is we're not incredibly bullish here. We're not getting aggressively bullish. And to make money on calls when premium is a little bit juiced, we need to have a really big and sustained move. And we're not calling for a big and sustained move here. We think GDXJ can bounce a little bit and maybe just kind of hang there for a little while. Really, the bet we're making is that the low from last week is going to hold. And as long as that low from last week holds, we're going to make money on this trade. And that's the bet we're making.
Yeah, it's less about us being bullish and more about not being bearish if we're above certain levels, and if anything, neutral. But the point is, we're collecting cash. So as long as it doesn't go down, that cash is coming to us. I like that, Shawnee. That's
exactly it.
All right, let's go trade real quick. One more time. What are we selling?
So we're selling the 39 strike puts in October. So that gives us about, what's that, 50 days expiration, more or less, 52 days to be exact. And we're not going to try to squeeze every nickel out of this trade. We sold it for $1.08. $1.08. We're going to try to buy these puts back for 50 cents, which is a little bit more than half of what we collected. I mean, the profit would be a little bit more than half of what we collected, and that's a best practice. I don't want to hold this position all the way to October expiration. That's not the goal here. The goal is to make 58 cents on the trade and then get out of here. I don't care if we make that money tomorrow. If we make it tomorrow, we're out, and that's it.
Yeah, and by the way, based on the way some of these other trades that are very similar have been going, if we take our profits tomorrow, that wouldn't surprise me one bit. That biotech trade we did, we took profits like within the week. You know, the premiums are just getting gobbled up, and we'll take it, right? These are, the way I see it, it's just people making donations to the market, and it's up to us as investors to either take it or not. I think we take it.
Let's take it.
All right, baby. Thanks, Shawnee.
All right, take care, guys.